Hello, everybody. I am basically a soft person. I don't get into fights with people. I don't even argue much with people. What's the point? Like, if someone says I'm right, if someone wants to do something, I said, okay, more power to you. But there were a couple of times which were surprisingly provoking to me, and I just, boom, exploded. There may be more, but I can think of two right now. Both of them in San Francisco and job-related, restaurant job-related, actually. The first one, that was my first summer job in America. I used to work for a restaurant called, it was a cafeteria actually, called Western Café. It was on First Street near the bus terminal. It used to be quite busy during the day. I was working there from 10 to about 6, and we didn't do breakfast. We just started for lunch and then sandwiches and stuff till about 5 or 6. We used to get a lot of traffic from the transit bus passengers and people who used to work around them. There was Bechtel, the famous Bechtel International Company, just around the corner. We used to get a lot of people come there and eat lunch with us. Good food, reasonably priced. Rami was an Egyptian owner. He owned the place. He was a tall, handsome guy and a very nice person. The only problem, or rather two, he had was he loved women. He was married, but he loved women. And secondly, he would gamble. He would go to Reno, Las Vegas, Lake Tahoe, and gamble and gamble and gamble. Apart from that, he was a good boss, a good person. But the thing I wanted to talk about is something different. Usually after 2, when the crowds were gone, I was supposed to handle the cafeteria by myself. That included making fresh sandwiches, serving beer, coffee, tea, stuff like that. We didn't make any French fries or burgers or anything. We just had roast beef sandwiches, pastrami and salami sandwiches, and corned beef sandwiches, ham sandwiches, stuff that was ready, made, cut. This young man, he must be, I was about 26, 25, 26, and he must be about 18 or 19. He would come every now and then, at least once or twice a week, and dig into his pocket and come out with a change of $1, $1.25. And then he would ask me to make him a sandwich. None of our sandwiches were that cheap because they were big, thick, meaty, sandwiches. So I would say, nope, ours started at $1.95, $2. And I was not supposed to give discounted sandwiches to anyone. So I would say, I'm sorry. And invariably, he would always come with $1, little over $1, sometimes not even $1, and ask and stand there and argue with me. Why not, man? Why not, man? I'm hungry, man. And I would say, sorry, I can't. I just work here. I can't do that for you. Once there were about a few people standing in line, unusual, at about 4:30, waiting for me to make roast beef sandwich for them. And suddenly he this man appears and starts, saying, "Hey man, give me a sandwich. Hey man, make me a sandwich. Hey man." And I just told him, "Can't you see I'm busy? Get out of here." But he wouldn't. He just kept on bugging me. I had a big carving knife in my hand. I was trying to cut a nice piece of medium rare roast beef. And I don't know what happened to me. And I ran from behind the counter, chasing him. He saw me coming with a knife, and he ran. And I ran after him. The customers, said, "Hey." I just wouldn't listen to them. I just kept on going. I chased him out of the cafeteria. He got on the sidewalk, and I followed him. And he got so scared. Probably I looked terrible. I must have looked terrifying. I don't know. And he crossed the street. Fortunately, there was no traffic on it. And I halfway followed him on the street. I said, "If you ever enter my coffee shop, I will kill you." And he just stood there stunned. He never expected me to behave like this. Nor did I, believe me. And I got back. And my anger was gone. And I started making that sandwich again. The guy said, "Hey man, you shouldn't have done that. What if he brings his gang and they beat you up or kill you?" I said, "I don't care. I just am tired, sick and tired of him bugging me every other day." Everybody said, "You be careful now. When you go home, call a friend and you take a cab or something like that." I said, "Nah, I don't think it'll be a problem." It wasn't a problem. I closed the place at about 6:15 and just even forgot that this happened earlier. And then I turned around the block to catch a bus, and I realized, I said, "Gee, that guy, is he around?" He wasn't. Nobody. But it scared me a little bit then, when I realized that. But he wasn't around, so I got into the bus and went home. That was a foolhardy thing to do, I know. But it's just one of those things when, boom. He never, ever bothered us again. Believe me. Second incident happened a few years later. This was at night, late night, at about midnight or so, at Enrico's Café. That was on Broadway. Used to remain open till 2, or rather 3 o'clock in the morning. And we used to work there. I was a busboy there. And we used to work and make good money, good tips and all that. Now, there was this huge black guy, big, like he was 6'2", 6'3". He would always wear a sort of a coat, a trench coat, or a sort of a waterproof coat, and he would just come, walking slowly. And then this was a sidewalk cafe, so he would scoop whatever tip was sitting on the tables. People would leave tip and walk away, and then we would collect it. But before that, he would just scoop the money and stick it in his pocket. This used to happen once in a while, like every 2-3 weeks. And nobody bothered because it wasn't a whole lot of money, not worth arguing with the guy, So, but once I was outside and this was my duty. I was up in the front on the sidewalk. And this guy appears, and as usual, he has his hand out of the pocket, picks up money from here, there, maybe $1 or $2, sticks them in his pocket and starts walking away. And somehow something, boom, goes. and I just go after him. He has walked like he's about 15, 20 feet away from me. And I said, "Hey, mister." He doesn't look back. I didn't expect him to. So I reach him and I tap on his shoulder. He's walking. So he looks back with his bloodshot eyes. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, man, you took my money. Give me my money back." So he turns, he's totally looking in my eyes like this. I'm looking like this, and I am scared. I thought, Jesus, I've started something, and I'm going to get a lot of beating from this guy. He just looks at me and said, "What?" I said, "Man, you took my money. That was my hard-earned money, my tip money. You can't take it like that. Give it to me." And he just looked at me as if I was joking, He said, "Huh." I said, "I mean it. I want my money, man. I ain't rich. I'm poor. I need money." He just keeps on looking at me. And suddenly he sticks, his hand in his pocket, coat pocket. And I said, "Oh, Lord, is he going to pull a gun out or what?" And then he pulls out a fistful of change. It's more than he picked up on our our tables. That's about $4 or $5 worth of quarters and dimes. And he just says, "Take it." I just do this, and he gives it to me. And then he just grins, like, scornful grin, or and he turns and walks away. By that time, a couple of my co-workers, my friends who worked at the restaurant, had already come, and they were waiting for something to happen so they could help me. They said, "Jimmy, that is amazing. That guy gave you the money back?" I said, "Yeah, and more than what we had earned, And they said, "Wow, man, that's something." He said, "But that's stupid. You shouldn't have done that. What if he had hit you?" I said, "I don't know. I would have expected you to take me to the hospital." He was a big guy. The other guy at the Western Café, the earlier story, he was small. He was like my size, slim, wiry, slim. But this guy was big, big, big. Oh, Lord, I still remember him. He looks at me and he thinks, "What is this guy saying?" I mean, he's... But we got our money back. I didn't work too long after that, but I didn't see him there anymore. Maybe he did come and I didn't notice him. I don't think he will shy away because of me. I ain't that much of a terrorist, but I never saw him again. So sometimes it works in favor of you, and sometimes it may go against you. I wouldn't advise this to anyone. No, sir, don't do these things. That's foolish. I did it, and I was lucky. Not everybody's lucky, and I wouldn't have been lucky every time either. Take care and be wise.